Once upon a time, I was rushing. Not just a to-do list or something like that, but more so life itself. Ever since I fell into the life of being an artist or trying to make it as one, my life has been nothing but a constant rush. From something simple as a couple doodles that I made when I was 16, to almost turning it into a 9 to 5 where I make specific time or shifts to work on art or videos. I go along with it, and most of the time everything works quite well, as long as I never stop. It's almost like a runner's high, where it feels like you have infinite energy, you don't fatigue, and could just run forever. You don't want to lose that momentum, that feeling of going fast, like nobody could stop you. No, it would be a waste not to abuse it. I'm doing videos for around 1.5 years now, going every second week through immense amounts of work, so just in the end I can have my small 10 to 12 minute little movie. The other week where I don't make any videos, I am drawing. So basically, I am in a constant stage of production and creativity, with almost no breaks whatsoever, and not because I don't want to, but simply because I can't. Don't get me wrong, I love making art and videos, otherwise I would have quit ages ago, but whatever I'm talking about today is less of the final products and more of the bigger picture. This week it was drawing week, and in my part-time job I had to work overtime, so I had even less time than I usually have to make a drawing. Nonetheless, I finished a piece that I started last week for a video, somewhere around Wednesday. Now here comes the problem. Saturday I usually work on scripts, like for this one for instance, so I can start my week flawlessly with recording on a Sunday. And so since I finished already one drawing on Wednesday, that basically leaves me with Thursday and Friday. To do what? Very rarely did I manage to finish a piece in a single day. It usually takes me somewhere around 3 to 5. So I started thinking, because one more artwork means more content, and more content means more opportunities to finally get some traction here and there. One more artwork also means more to sell later on, a bigger catalog. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Stop? Somewhere along the lines, you gotta do something, because something is still better than nothing. So I tried to push through, squeeze my creative bulb, and came up with nothing but a half fan art, or in this case draft of Guts, which was to be expected. But at least I was doing something. I wasn't just sitting around living life. Who needs that? Now looking at social media, it looks like I'm not the only one feeling like this. You know, being in a constant process of I gotta do something because something means progress. Even though it doesn't, at least not in this case. But it gives you the feeling of it, and that is enough to quiet that voice inside your head. And it doesn't just necessarily stop at your career, it goes from being in shape to something like managing a good social life. And eventually you come to the point where you try to fit everything under one head, wishing you could split yourself into shadow clones like Naruto. So let's get a little bit creative and turn everything I just talked about into a single image. Because I have no idea what to draw yet, I'm going to walk around the house using crutches. I don't know why, I just always think better when I walk with them. I also like to use music to put myself into a certain vibe. For example, something more aggressive when it's a more angrier piece like this one. And so after walking 20 rounds, I finally have an image inside my head, and I'll try to recreate something similar. Though I have to say I'm a bit scared to draw the idea I have in mind, because it might take me a lot longer than just 2 days I use when recording my videos. But fitting to the subject, I want to try and avoid rushing through this. I know this might look a little bit weird, especially with the umbrella guy, but if I'll be able to pull this off, trust me, it will look gorgeous. So while I try to construct something proper out of this, let's talk about the things that went through my head while coming up with this idea. I'm not saying rushing doesn't help, working more, harder than the average person might come with an advantage. Although the chance to develop burnout, exhaustion, have mental strain is much higher compared to when you take one step at a time, hence the reference of the guy walking with an umbrella. A thoughtful step, a solid step that does not kick you out of balance. It might seem slow at first, but long term you will avoid a lot of obstacles, and through that you might even reach your goals faster because you don't have to stop along the way. This also allows you to take time to actually be in the moment and experience it. If you rush from one task to the other, you'll eventually look back on your journey and will realize all the things you've missed with your tunnel vision. Understanding that sometimes certain things take longer, whether it's a project, a painting, an essay, whatever, it doesn't necessarily have something to do with your lack of skill. This is something that really helped me improve as an artist, simply because I avoided moving on to the next thing once I was faced with a challenge. Saying, this is as good as it gets, let's move on to the next drawing, definitely messed up a good sum of my drawings I did in the past year. What I still struggle a lot with though is that constant need of activity. Trying to be as quote-unquote efficient as possible with your day. Rushing through life doesn't necessarily tie together with just reaching your goals. It could be simple things like playing video games or watching a movie. I sometimes force myself to play or do activity in my free time because I know that is the only free time I get. Sleeping early or just laying down, shutting off is not an option, because in my head it always feels like a waste of time, even though it isn't. And that kind of makes me feel like that we all kind of have to learn how to do nothing again. Just sometimes, not always, obviously, being able to shut your eyes to the world and try to look what is going on inside of this one. As mentioned earlier, I think it most definitely has something to do with the worldview of a large collective of people. Wherever you go, there's always somebody preaching about how you're supposed to live life, wasting no time, playing it quote-unquote safe, and generally speaking, just be as efficient as possible. Whether it's an old coworker, your parents, or in most cases some content creator on whatever platform. Most of them don't understand the weight of their own words. Especially when talking about younger people who can't really form their own opinion properly yet and look for whatever advice they can get on how to live this thing called life. Without doing any research on it, I can guarantee you that a majority of people, especially kids nowadays, spend at least half their day on the internet. So considering how easy it is to get a platform now, you're basically blasted with a bunch of information by a bunch of idiots where half of them don't even know what they're talking about and the other tries to actively sell you something. And so to whatever age group you belong to, there will be a certain type of pressure building up inside of you because you haven't reached that standard of certain individuals, whether it's off or online. Even if you're somebody who doesn't care about what anybody else says, something I live by, most definitely. If I wouldn't be here, trust me. Like, there's still situations, like special kind of situations, where this kind of doesn't work. So where does it all end?
Hello? Big man? Hold up, slow down. Jimmy? What happened to Jimmy? Right now. I'm kind of in the middle of something. What I'm doing doesn't matter. Fine, okay? I'm coming, okay? Alright.
There you are. What took you so long?
Calm down, young man. Don't want those heavyweights to knock anything over.
What do you mean by that? Also, what is that in your hair?
Here. It's a gift from my niece, okay? It's cute though, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, what's up with Jimmy?
Right, Jimmy. How about I just show you?
What the is he doing? Is he sleeping? It's 3 p.m. We got work to do.
you going? The waits are calling. This doesn't come from sitting around all day waiting for you.
Sit down.
Bastard.
Jimmy. Jimmy, what the f*** are you doing?
What are you doing here?
Jimmy, have you seen the time?
What are you talking about? I just took a quick nap. I can explain.
I'm sure you can.
Look, I didn't forget about the video, okay?
I think the video is the least of your concerns. When did you snitched on me? I had no choice. This past week you had more mental breakdowns than Sally. And Sally, well, Sally's favorite character is Jojo. Her second name practically spells out mental breakdown.
Hold on, is that true?
Good snake. Well, what am I supposed to say?
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why are you feeling this way?
Are you stupid?
A good amount.
Well, it's nothing to be worried about. We all got our bad days, right? When we play Baldur's Gate on Video Week, for instance.
That was different.
How was that different?
Oh, how should I put this? I was on time, first of all, and I didn't throw any tantrums. Like, seriously, Jimmy, what the f?
Man, look, I was changing a thumbnail on one of our videos and it got late, okay? I just took a quick nap and forgot to set an alarm. It happens, okay?
Brother, you could have just done it the next morning. Why the rush?
Why the rush? Have you seen our reviews?
Yeah, sure, but we already talked
Well,
about
I don't give a f. Oh, Lord. I can't sleep at night because all I'm thinking about is how we can double down and finally get this thing started. You always talk your mumbo jumbo, but quite frankly, you can shove it up your ass. I know you don't like hearing it, but I've been thinking about doing short form content again, 1 week long videos and 1 week short videos. Stack them up, make a bunch, and just post until we finally get some traction. I know you had your past with it, but it worked, and then you stopped. Until this day, I don't understand why. We would have gotten everything so much faster, but you just won't budge. I mean,
You good?
Yeah.
Look, I understand, okay? But don't you think you're going a little cuckoo? Like, what is this, brother? A speedrun to the asylum? A little bit more despair and you'll have Mr. Diddy looking over your shoulder. I mean, you're probably a bit too old and don't pack as much junk as Mr. Literature over there. But anyways, about the short form thing, I mean, we could do it. It will probably work, you're right about that. But you want to maybe do 20 more other things until we do everything but art? God damn it. We made the switch because we wanted to focus more on the craft. Wanted to give people something to watch that we're proud of.
I get it, okay?
Oh, well, I'm sure you do. But Jimmy, I'd like to crack a couple jokes here and there, you know? But seriously, man, you need some change. This ain't healthy.
Well, what am I supposed to do, man? I got people that expect from me.
Well, how about you fuck those people?
Easier said than done.
I didn't mean that literally.
What?
I know that! If you can't keep up, you gotta change your environment, man. Get out of here. Otherwise, just remember who you are. Be confident and don't let those exterior things get a hang of you. You're not defined by views or likes or status. If we start doing things we hate for the most part, we might as well quit. And I don't even understand your problem. Life is steady right now. Have you seen your Berserk collection?
Alright, man. But you could have just said that. Was the water bottle really necessary?
Well, of course not, but I like it.
Right. Damn it. Sorry. Okay. Thank you.
Well, don't thank me yet. I'm just gonna let this one slide.
What do you mean?
Big Man said he's going to the gym.
Yeah?
And you're going with him.
You, my friend,
That's a
are
joke,
in need
right?
of a good workout. Let's get those juices flowing! Please, I won't be able to sit for 3 days.
Oh, well, next time, you think about throwing a tantrum in front of me. Now get the out.
God damn it.
Alright, so there's still a few things left. First of all, here's the drawing. It's still far away from being finished, but I think I established the idea that I wanted to convey pretty well. Now, considering everything I said, if there's one advice that I could give to whoever, something I value a lot, and is probably the first thing that I would teach my kids if I had any, and that is to think for yourself. By that I don't mean just having your own opinion, but for example trying to understand why you feel the way you feel, or simply questioning things. Why are things the way they are, and are they good the way they are? Should something maybe change? Ask yourself questions and try to find your own answers. Observe yourself and your actions, and through that you might avoid things like rushing through life. And that's pretty much it. Now, making this video was an absolute juggernaut of work, and I was sick halfway through it. So it would really mean a lot if you could subscribe and all that. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Truly, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.
Bye-bye. I'm wet.